Good evening from InvestSharp.com. It is Sunday, May 16th, and this is Randy Smotone with your weekly watch list. Of course, the market, all the indices are below their 50-day moving average, so the market's kind of bearish right now. Most of the charts continue to be ugly, so I'm just continuing to go with this just bullish stock list and bearish stock list. Not a lot of patterns setting up right now. It's probably going to be a while before that happens again. So if you trade, you need to be, keep position size small, and even your intraday trading, which is about all the market's good for right now. I would encourage you to be cautious. Futures currently are about where they were when we closed Friday, the last I looked, on the futures, ES futures anyway. So, of course, GLD, we've been watching it. Gold's been good. So, of course, that's bullish. Stock list, this is all my bullish stock list, obviously. SLV still looks fine. I like this ABV. I like this kind of which this kind of screwed up my inverted head and shoulder idea, but it's still got it. I still like the pattern. Especially once it breaks out. But this looks good. Once it breaks out above this prior high here, about 101.35, should have a really nice move behind it. SLW, Silver Wheaton, so far it's using around this $20 mark as support. Like that one. Kinross Gold, I like this ascending triangle. Once it breaks out, should have a nice move back up here to the previous highs. So you want to keep an eye on that one. AUI, Yamana Gold, broke out here. Should get back to at least this prior high, probably about 13 over time. So I like that one. Universal Health Services, had a nice breakout. Huge volume on Friday. Keep that one on your radar. Value Click tried to break out Friday. It's had a lot of volume down here, so just kind of watch Value Click, have it on a watch list. Seems like it's wanting to go higher. Hain, big gap up here. It's got volume coming in again, so watch this we'll call it a $21 area for maybe if it fills the gap, you might nibble. Dish Network, again, trying to break out Friday, pulled back, tons of volume coming in. It's got an ascending pattern starting here. Be better even if you could get it down in this area, but worth a watch. Next Stage Medical, been watching this one for a while. This one's hanging tough, looks really good. Spreadtrum Communications, whatever the heck this is, never heard of them. Lots of volume, lots of buying coming in, obviously institutional level. And it's holding this trend line up, so it looks good as long as it holds that trend line. U.S. Mobility broke out. That 1450 should be its support area, so worth a look. Of course, this Coinstar has been on fire and still holding up fine, so continue to watch that one. ACTG looking good too, as long as that 15 or so should. So far, it's holding that support. MACD's kind of rolling over, so be careful on that one, but so far it looks good. Of course, we've been watching General Cable. I really like this chart here. Let's go. As long as it should use this trend line here for support, looks good. And Medifast, this thing's been on fire. Another one that looks good. Still high if you can get it right down in here. It's been holding this trend line support really well. Shuffle Master. Yeah, I didn't draw that one too good, did I? Somewhere around this area. Obviously, it's not using this for support or resistance. It's back and forth through it, but it is holding up well. It's built a nice, it's kind of building a nice base under here. It's taken a long time to develop, so you could definitely keep an eye on this one. Possibly something like this for a trend line support. Get it right in the 9.25. Be great. Worth a look. Titanium Metals, it's looking really good. Possibly, I don't know if it'll come back down this low. The MACD actually looks like it could. If you could buy it down here near this trend line, it'd be perfect. Just kind of keep an eye on it or watch for a breakout. I think these ags are really trying hard to stop their fall. Don't know if it'll work, but this is really using this 100 for support. MACD's turning back up. Volume's picking back up on pot. AGU, similar here. It's really trying to keep from falling any lower, using this area here at about a $56 as support. Kind of got a triangle building here, so might want to keep that one on your radar as well. Craft, as long as it holds above 29.50, looks fine. And all these we've talked about. DPS still looks good. Dr. Pepper, DTG, Dollar Thrifty just consolidating sideways, holding up really well. Kid's been holding up really well, still in that little channel. So watch for a breakout of to the upside or downside. PPO, been talking about this one. It still looks strong. TICC, still hanging tough. And of course, then keep your, which is now's not the time to get in these, but on some decent pullbacks. I would expect we should get some kind of bounce here earlier in the week for at least probably the last day or two or something. Of course, DOG, you can't see it because that stupid bad tick mark. TZA, I like it. If you can get it back down in here somewhere, possible on, but you got to watch these like a hawk again. These are not for everybody. BGC, TWM again, when you buy these down. FAZ, use them for some protection. SCO, if crude oil continues to go lower, again, you probably should have support about 14 here on this one. And then some bearish ideas. MBL looking very nasty. Anytime, this thing has broke a long-term trend line here. That 70 area should definitely be resistance. So if you can short it up in there on any bounce, that would be great. ATK, don't like this. Long-term trend line broken, looks nasty. AGCO, another bearish stock, has broke down really hard Friday. But if we get a nice pop over the next couple of days, if you can get it back up in here around 32 to 33, you can short it up in there. That'd be perfect. VOLC. The reason I'm calling this one bearish because it looks like it's about to break out. Right here, this MACD is so low, I don't know. It could break out, so watch for it to break out here, but it looks like to me it's more likely it could come back and break down. But keep that one on your radar. Amazon, I think it's got some problems here as well. It's got kind of a longer term triangle. I'm not sure what it's building out here, but again, short it possibly up in this area if Amazon gets a bounce. Still looking nasty. Kind of got a, gapped up here, fell apart. Let's do this here. Whoops, come on. Get rid of that. So you got a triangle starting here, so keep an eye on still. I think it'll break down further. SCHN, same way, up here, got a triangle working, so keep an eye on a breakout or breakdown. I'm expecting a breakdown. IWM's not looking too good. It's the same way, it's got the same triangle. A little bit longer term. Google, 5 1/4, still resistance. Sohu's looking nasty. Should have resistance around this 48. So far, it hasn't been able to overcome that, and it's broken down out of this below this trend line here that it had held for back since February. JEC, as long as it can't overtake this area here, even though it hasn't. I think it's just now starting to sell. I think it could sell much more. It's just now kind of starting to go down because they were buying it. And of course, APA Apache looks real bad. This longer term trend line broken up here, perfect area to short. And there's a list of what I just covered, and that's really all I have. I just be careful. I'm not, it's kind of a nasty market right now, and I expect it to remain pretty volatile and be pretty wild. All right, that is it for today. Hope it helps. Thanks.